Hello, dear sports fans. I'm Dudley Thompson, and welcome now to Make We Talk Sport here on Roots FM 96.1. And we have, as per usual, an action show for you today. Oh, inside of Make We Talk Sports here on Roots FM 96.1. I left my script. Oh, you throw away your script? Yeah, I threw away my script. All right, and we have here for you inside Make We Talk Sports here on Root FM 96.1. We have news for you on horse racing as per usual, the Breeders' Cup right over there in the US, and also racing from Caymanas Park. And we also have the football results in the English Premier League and also the Champions League. And one Jamaican football player tests positive for COVID-19. I will not make the trip to the game in Saudi Arabia. He's now in England. He will quarantine in England and then sent back to Jamaica. So one Jamaican player tests positive for the COVID-19 and will miss the friendly against Saudi Arabia. And we also have giveaways. Credit time to your cell phone, courtesy of WDT Media TV. Get out those cell phones right now. And did I say star 121 star? Here, flashback feature. We look back at an Olympian who is the first and today only Jamaican in an Olympic medal outside of track and the field. And that will be our flashback feature here inside Make We Talk Sports here inside Roots FM 96.1. All right, and we start the ball rolling with some news now on on football, and that one Jamaican football player has tested positive for the COVID-19 test. A national football player test positive for the COVID-19 and will now miss the game in Saudi Arabia. And Elvis Powell will now go, will join into the team as well. And Jordan Wilkins replace Maria, Adrian Mariapa withdraw from the team because he's currently out of a contract and now in negotiation to sign a new contract with a new club. And so he was forced to miss the trip. So Adrian Mariapa withdrawn from the team as well. And Jordan Treasure and Elvis Powell are the two players being drawn in. So the player who tests positive for COVID-19 and is from Humble Lion, you may argue, and he'll now currently in England, now in quarantine, and he'll be sent back to Jamaica to continue that process. So I'll come just sad news there for that player who missed out on the COVID and that event there for you. All right, and football overseas now in the Barclays English Premier League games played. Tottenham Hotspur they clipped West Brom by a goal to nil. Liverpool and Manchester they played to a 1-0 scoreline. West Ham clipped Fulham 1-0, and Leicester they got by Wolverhampton Wanderers by the same margin, a goal to nil. And over in the Champions League, Barcelona beat Dynamo Kiev by 2 goals to 1. Club Brugge and they went down 3-0 to Borussia Dortmund. And Chelsea beat Rennes by 3 goals to 0. And Juventus also had a 4-0 win. And Seville beat Krasnodar 3-2. And LP Lepez they beat Paris Saint-Germain by a goal to nil. That's there for you in the Barclays English Premier League. All right, as we continue inside Make We Talk Sports here on Roots FM 96.1. And we go now to some racing there from Cayman Park before we go to the Breeders' Cup. And that's Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers there. And he won the Kenneth Mattis OD as Roy Rogers won the Kenneth Mattis OD Memorial Trophy over 9 furlongs and 25 yards at Caymanas Park. So good win there for Roy Rogers. And now we're going to join Brian Rickman, who will give us the commentary on that event. Roy Rogers winning the Kenneth Mattis OD Memorial Trophy over 9 furlongs and 25 yards at Caymanas Park. And here now is your comment.
Every delegate in the region that...
All right, do I have that there for you for that one? I will get that one for you later on. All right, Roots FM 96.1 on the FM dial. All right.
coming to the lane, and it is the grey Roy Roger fleet of foot that looks to have slipped that. The rider having a look over his shoulder. Jamai Roger is left 3 or 4 lengths back against the rail. Superluminal now begins a run in the centre, and Eroy is running out wide. But this Roy Rogers continues to hold the lead inside the last furlong, approaching the final 16th. It is Roy Rogers and Radish Roman. They've stolen it and slipped away from them. No stopping Roy Rogers in the last, winning by 7 or 8 over Coco Chanel. Big Bang, Superluminal, Jamai Roger is fifth.
All right, that's all Roy Rogers there, winning that event there for you at Cayman and Spark. And a good win there for Roy Rogers. That was the Kenneth Mattis opening. But continues to be very interesting, so to speak. We have Dave Nelson. He took a 5-time at Cayman and Spark, and he won the second event with Colorado of the 2 to 5 favorite. And in the third event, he won 95 chance gambler in that event. And in the fourth, he won with the 1 to 5 favorite Gode. And in 8th race, the 2 to 1 that is Falling Forever. And the 9th event, and he won also, and no, he didn't won 9th event. And he won the 9th event as well with the 2018 Derby winner, that is Jones Strike. And so the standings now for the jockeys table is interesting, the poise between the top contenders. All right, here inside Roots FM 96.1, and you know we are indeed coming to you live on social media platform, Roots FM Radio, Roots FM Facebook page, and also WDT of Media TV. We're live here inside the program. All right, and did I say it's now 11:15? Did I say star 121 star? Get those cell phones right now. It's star 121 star. Digicel, courtesy of WDT Media TV and Benetime Whatever the Queen of Paul Hamilton. Here we go. Star 121 star. Here we go now. 0799597664399. And congratulations to our first winner here inside the show. That the continue inside Make We Talk Sports. Here we still going on horse racing, and Den Street, and Den Street won the cash pot, only one from a trophy for €2, and Den Street won that event. And let's pick up the action with Den Street winning that event there after you at Cayman Park. And again, commentator is Brian Rickman.
She's a wonder, just the leader. Hoist the mast, looking for ground against the fence and getting it now. And it's She's a Wonder who has the lead. Hoist the mast, trying to fight back on the rail inside the final 316. It's She's a Wonder opening up the gap a bit over Hoist the mast. 10th Street now beginning to run at them late. Santorini is further back and racing in fourth. But it's She's a Wonder, Hoist the mast, beginning the rally on the rail. 16, Hoist the mast, and She's a Wonder hooking up. Here is 10th Street, spouting wings on the outside, 3 across the track. It's terribly close.
That spot only for one Me Trophy, and written by Anthony Thomas and trained by Wayne DeCosta. Let's hear from jockey Thomas and trainer Wayne DeCosta.
Good speed in the race, I try to make a good break and sit close, and I hopefully, the place back to the street, and is a real finisher, so, and give everything in there.
He's a true racer. He dug in the top of the street and came forward.
I heard there from jockey and Thomas and the trainer Wayne DeCosta, the 2-year-old Den Street, and Wayne DeCosta had a good win. That going to we're going to introduce a technical corner. Started that one on Saturday, and we've been asking questions over the on the streets about some certain sports events, and again answering the same question to individuals over and over. We give one answer on both platforms, so people can go there and get the correct information. Person been asking about the proper way to judge a race in track and field, not horse racing. What to look for when you're judging track and field. We do that very shortly, a technical corner, and we're going to give you that shortly. All right, so it's a technical corner here inside Make We Talk Sports. Those who want to understand certain technical issues when it comes on to sport. So technical corner will be a new feature here in the side sport. All right, and as we continue here on Roots FM 96.1, we just heard there, you know, the jockey standing so far. O'Neill Nelson's currently on the 64. Anthony Thomas is on 70, and then those are the two leading jockeys so far of the event. Just heard. All right, and two jockeys at Spills on in Mullins did a surgery at Nuttall Hospital for a fractured shoulder, and also we heard about he fell from his mount on and Justin on October 3 at the 2 furlong marker, and Shane Ellis also fell at exercise track at exercise. Also, good thing for Shane Ellis, he had no injury. Jamaica Racing Commission Chairman, that's Clovis Metcalf, and he spoke on the conditions of both jockeys.
No broken bones. So
That's good news. O'Neill Mullins' surgery was successful and he has been recuperating since last week and continues to improve. He's at home. Shane Ellis fell at exercise this morning and after complaining of abdomen pain was sent to the hospital for further checks. He has been released from the hospital with no broken bones, so that's good news.
All right, so good news there. So, Shane Ellis, no broken bones, and Mullins are recuperating. Both had spills at a Caymanas Park. Racing now overseas, and the Kentucky Derby, that's authentic, with jockey John Velasquez and Hall of Fame trainer Bob Buffett, and he won the Breeders' Cup over 10 furlongs over there in the US. Let's pick up the commentary.
Last one moves in the line. They are at the post. They're off in the Longines Breeders' Cup. Here's Authentic and Maximum Security from the outside, and the opening straw. Authentic moving forward quickly, clears the inside traffic, and starts to angle down toward the rail with the lead. Maximum Security goes second, Tis the Law third. By My Standards is in fourth. Global Campaign is fifth. Improbable close up but wide in sixth into the first turn. Then a break of 5 more lengths. Tom's D'Etat, Title Ready, Tacitus, and Higher Power at the back. It is Authentic who shows the way. Authentic against the rail, leads it by 2 lengths. Maximum Security second a length. And then Tis the Law third to the inside by just a half length. Global Campaign fourth up on the outside. By My Standards toward the rail in the 5th position. Flanked there by Improbable. Improbable toward the outside, 6 lengths off the lead. Break of 4 back to Tom's D'Etat, Title Ready, Tacitus, and then Higher Power at the back. It is Authentic who shows the way up the backstretch at Keeneland in the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic. Authentic leads it by a length and a half to Maximum Security. Tis the Law, Global Campaign, and then Improbable. Global Campaign and Improbable start moving forward together as they reach the entrance of the far turn. By My Standards, still 5 lengths off the lead. Tacitus, Tom's D'Etat, Title Ready, Higher Power at the back as the final turn. And it is Authentic who continues to show the way. Global Campaign is right there at second, just off the leader's flank. Improbable moves up to third. Maximum Security is fourth and still 5 lengths from the lead and has lost ground around the far turn. Tis the Law is next, still 6 from the front, then Tacitus and Tom's D'Etat. Here comes Improbable to the outside, trying to chase down Authentic as they move into the stretch. Global Campaign is third. Maximum Security is in fourth. Tacitus and Tis the Law. Authentic hanging tough in the final furlong and leads it by 2.5 lengths. Improbable, then Global Campaign, Tacitus, Tis the Law, all behind Authentic, who strides away in the Keeneland sunset for John Velasquez. Authentic has won the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic.
All right, that's so Authentic led from start to finish to win the Breeders' Cup. All right, let's go on to the post-race press conference with the jockey. You hear from jockey Velasquez and Hall of Fame trainer, and that is Bob Buffett here at the post-race press conference.
Yep, have your own
cold
water.
water. I didn't get a cold one.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations. Bob, I'll start with you. Now, 4 Breeders' Cup Classic wins, 17 Breeders' Cup wins. Authentic, coming really on kind of a short turnaround compared to your other Breeders' Cup Classic runners and winners. How did you make any adjustments with him after the Preakness?
Well, we got him back to the Preakness, and actually there was 2 races where he came back where he was really blowing hard. It was Santa Anita Derby and the Preakness. So, you know, that means he probably, maybe I didn't have as sharp as I was, and he just, you know, he struggled that day. But we got him back, and I've got a great team, and we just tightened the screws on them. And, you know, coming in, they were all 3 of them were working really well. Him and Improbable, but Authentic, you know, he's just mature. He's maturing right now, and I've won it with 3-year-olds, and because this is when the time of the year they catch up. But for some reason, I was sort of surprised at the tote board that he was 5-1. I go, this guy won the Kentucky Derby, and you know, it's not like he ran a horrible race in the Preakness, but it was a tough field, but I just, you know, I told Johnny, I said, this is the horse you're riding this week is the horse that you rode in the Derby. You can run with confidence, you can be aggressive, you can do what you want, and he's just a really top horse. I mean, he's a horse that he's getting better. He's getting better, and so, you know, and I'm just happy. The most important thing, MyRacehorse.com has been such a boost for horse racing because we're getting so many owners involved, all my friends, family, they bought shares. It's something to get the word out. Wayne Hughes, you know, is behind this, and Michael Barron, but this my horse racing. We got, you know, Walker Bueller, he was here today, and he just, you know, he felt that feeling, and people can get involved in these horses at a very minuscule amount, and have that feeling that we have. It's so hard to achieve. I mean, the excitement, and so I have to get my hat off to coming up with that idea, that MyRacehorse.com.
Especially in a year like this, it's been a great way for people to have a distraction in racing. And Johnny, this horse, Kentucky Derby win, and then back on him in the Preakness. So 2 rides before this. With the way the track was playing today, was this the plan? Just let him get out there and they just have to catch him?
Absolutely. You know, we talked about it. You know, the track was playing pretty decent, you know, for horses, and there wasn't a lot of speed on the race either. So we talked about it and tried to take advantage of it. You know, try to put him in the lead, get to the rail, let him come and get him. You know, and I think he did everything that I want him to do. He would concentrate throughout the whole racetrack, and when I asked him to do something, he was there instantly, and very proud, thankful to Bob, who kept me a lot here, and all the owners, everyone who's given me the opportunity to, you know, for me to ride this horse and believe it on me. We're only getting older, and it's just, you know, I think I appreciate now. I know I appreciate it more now, you know, and chasing this race for a long time. He said it's my first time I win it, so get from that and from that.
I do my best work with older riders. You're a veteran. You're not old. You're a veteran.
Yes, the word veteran. Were you surprised, though, that you had really nobody breathing down your neck, that you were having really such an easy lead out there by yourself?
I'm going back to the same thing. You know, looking at, I didn't think it was that much speed on the race, other than the other horses that Bob had on the outside of me, and I thought we were going to be quicker than him anyway. But, you know, and once we got him running and I passed the wire for the first time, I mean, it was pretty easy from there. Yeah.
Well,
I don't even know what the fractions were, because the board was what I was looking at. Does anybody have the? I saw 17 pop up there all the way around.
Yeah, definitely did not go the first quarter in 17. Fast, but not that fast. Bob, I've got some questions from the press box for you. It said that this horse yesterday in training had run off yesterday morning, and was there any concern with the way he was so aggressive coming into this race?
That's news to me. I didn't know he ran off. I watched him. I didn't see him running off. I'm going to tell you about Authentic. He is spring loaded. I mean, I felt that the owners wanted to lead him in. I said, I wouldn't lead him in. You're
flopping right to the thing they had.
Yeah, you mentioned all of your horses were training leading up to the races today, and Probable, of course, runs a very good second. And Authentic today. I have another question from the press box. You had said earlier when Gamine won that race meant the most to you. Now, is that still the case?
Well, I mean, it was important for her to win because what she had been through and the negative things that happened to her, which was just, just
Vindicated. Vindicated.
yeah, vindicated. But the thing is about it, I just, she's a great, brilliant mare, and when she won that, and it was just, because she is a brilliant racehorse, and but Authentic, and I really wanted her. I thought I was at this point Maximum Security. I thought he'd run better than that. I'm surprised that he. I really thought 1, 2, 3. I had I felt that, and but Probable. I mean, I thought he was going to loom up there, but this Authentic, he's just getting really, really good. But
well, speaking to that, then I had the two representative partners in here and asked them about a decision being made for him to race next year, which they said obviously that'll be a big decision that they all have to get together and discuss. I'm sure obviously you'd love to see the horse back in the barn next year as a 4-year-old. As you said, he's just getting better.
yeah, I mean, it would be not. It would. I would love it. I'd love to have him back. I'd love to have all 3 of them back. But we didn't. But that's something that I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get a vote in that, and so it's there's they. I just hope we get more horses like this, and we got horses coming up through in the Derby being postponed, and then we win the Derby. We had a great race, but it was a great race. I think you got to give the mare Philly credit. It was a great race, and we come back and we seal the deal.
And that was the press conference, the post Breeders' Cup press conference. Let's now take you back to Authentic winning the 2020 Kentucky Derby.
For the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Authentic did not break on the lead here. Tis the Law is out quickly. Storm the Court is right there too with New York Traffic, and now Authentic is moving to their outside to be a part of the pace and now take over as they race bias for the first time. Authentic will make the front, but it was not easy to get there. Storm the Court is second on the inside. New York Traffic is third, and Tis the Law is right there fourth, moving into that turn. Then Enforceable, followed by Major Fed. Money moves 3 wide. Attachment Rate out there 4 wide. Winning Impression is 7 lengths behind. Then Mr. Big News freaks out Ben 2.5 back to Max Player racing on the inside of Necker Island. Honor AP is second last early, leading only Sole Volante to the backstretch. And the first half mile goes in 46.41 seconds. So the pace is honest enough here for Authentic, and he leads by a length and a half. New York Traffic sits in second. Storm the Court is third. Manny Franco has the Belmont Stakes winner. Tis the Law, just 2.5 lengths behind. Outside of horses in clear running room. And then it's Major Fed right alongside of Money Moves racing for the far turn. Attachment Rate is next. Mr. Big News is about 8 lengths behind right now. And Honor AP still lingering along at the back of the pack as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Law's making his move now. And here he comes right up alongside of Authentic. A long shot, Mr. Big News has made a big run up the third, and they're into the stretch. And it's Tis the Law on the outside of Authentic. These two stride for stride as they come to the final furlong. Authentic is dragging in. Tis the Law all out to get by him. Authentic and John Velasquez have the lead as they come down to the 16th ball. Tis the Law still trying to get him. Authentic. Tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby. John Velasquez does it with Authentic. Tis the Law had his over second. And then it was Mr. Big News. Honor AP ends up fourth. 2 minutes, 0.61 seconds was the final time for Authentic. Bob Baffert has done it for the 6th time.
And he ties the all-time on record for trainer for most Kentucky Derby wins. And Bob Baffert, for the third time in 6 years, trains the Kentucky Derby winner, American Pharoah in 2015, Justify in 18, and now Authentic.
That was how Authentic won the Kentucky Derby. And Authentic lost the Preakness Stakes to Skydiver, to Swiss Skydiver, a filly, and become the sixth filly to win the Preakness Stakes. As I pick up the commentary, with about 2 furlongs to run.
Into the stretch, and it's Swiss Skydiver, the filly, and the Kentucky Derby winner Authentic. They are nose to nose as they arrive at the final furlong. Swiss Skydiver digs into the rail. Authentic on the outside. These two putting on a show. The Derby winner and the filly. Swiss Skydiver inside. Authentic outside. They're nose to nose all the way to the wire, and it is going to be a photo finish. Was it the filly? Swiss Skydiver, I think she did it. Authentic was with her on the wire in the Preakness Stakes. The final time was 1:53:1.
And the filly Swiss Skydiver won the event in the photo finish. I'm Dudley Thompson, and this is Make We Talk Sports. All right, Roots FM 96.1. Just heard their horse race there. A quick break when they come back. And did I say star 121 star? More when they come back here inside Make We Talk Sports.
HIV and advanced treatment, you can get very sick if you get COVID-19 because of a compromised immune system.
You don't have to worry about that because you have been sticking to your treatment.
I don't need to worry about one. Not the last me have HIV, I would have used condom. She might be positive and at risk for harsh COVID symptoms.
Well, as your psychologist, I can help you tell her. And you know, at Jeffrey, we offer free HIV tests.
Thanks. I just want to
Yes, because COVID is still here. Now is the time to get tested and to get on treatment.
To get on treatment, contact Jamaica AIDS Support for Life at 876-925-0021. A message supported by UNDP and MAC AIDS Fund.
Mobile TV Flea Market is on Roots 96.1 FM.
Mondays and Fridays, 1:15 p.m. Call and order household appliances and cell phones at unbeatable prices. Television sets, refrigerators, washing machines, stove, microwave oven, air conditioners, blenders, toasters, and other appliances. Samsung A10s, Samsung A20s, and much, much more. Call in your order at 877 or 877. Prices anywhere, plus the 5-star and customer service that you will get nowhere else.
All right, and welcome back now to Make We Talk Sports here on Roots FM 96.1. And we introduce the technical corner, and it resulted from persons who follow sports but are unsure about the rules of certain basic sporting events. Like, for instance, person tend to confuse in netball. You have stepping, and the basketball is traveling. There are two different calls to two different sports. But today, we're going to focus on the finishing line at the 100-meter, the finish of an event in track and field. And let's be clear, you heard many times in horse racing, when two horses go neck and neck at the finishing line, a horse can win a race by a whisker. A horse can win by a nose, a short head, a neck, quarter length, half a length, 3/4 length, 1 length, 2 lengths, up to a distance. That's horse racing. So in horse racing, that's how they judge horse racing, by the whisker, the nose in horse racing. But in track and field, it's totally different. And for persons who don't understand, because I've seen and the track meet and I saw races close, and the argument is, but you push him head. And I mean, sir, him for go over line first. And it's a common theme, a common discussion among persons who actually go to track meet and cause unnecessary dispute because they simply don't understand how track and field is being judged. It's common here people say, him push him head, or she push her head, or him foot, or him that. But in track and field, no, 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 no. All right, and here inside Make We Talk Sports, we give persons which are to get you in the know. As we call this, we feature a technical corner. All right, and that's just a name for the technical corner, the working title right now. All right, in track and field. In track and field, listen carefully. And I can tell anybody, anywhere in the world, that you heard it on Make We Talk Sports with Dudley Thompson. All right, listen now. Simply don't count. Track and field is judged by, right, your torso. So when you go to a track meet again, post-COVID, and you see race, you see a close event, do not ever say that the head, the person push them head, or them push them foot, or their hand. That don't relevant in track and field. It's the torso. The judges in track and field look for the torso. It's from your neck to your waist. So don't care how the athlete push out their head, it don't count. Sometimes they push the head when they attempt to get the torso over the line first. And they then put the hand behind them and expand the chest because they want to get the torso over the line. So again, track and field, the head, the hands don't count. The torso from the neck to the waist. All right, that's so. I'm hoping that persons who attend track meet and keep on saying, well, he push him head first or she push her head first, just stop saying these nonsense. All right, so you get the facts here inside Make We Talk Sports. All right, out of the way now. A second one now. If you go to a track meet and they keep on hearing, especially sprinters, though, this is not for the 100 meters, especially sprinters, 100 meters. Every time I heard an interview with a sprinter, like for instance, a Shelly Fraser Price, a Elaine Thompson, a Safa, a Usain Bolt, a Justin Gatlin, and Mike Powell. You keep on hearing this. Oh, it was a long jumper. All right, you keep on hearing this. You keep on hearing this word, execute. They have to go out there and execute. And for the layman, they're wondering what they say. Keep on says execute. Another person don't know what they say, what they mean when they say they have to go out there and execute, especially those who run 100 meters. It simply means that the 100 meters is divided into 3 phases. For the layman, you just watch 100 meter, you hear on your marks, set, you go on fire, press get up and run, and don't stop until you pass the finishing line. That's the layman observation. But technically, 100 meters is divided into 3 sections. The first 30 meters for athlete, no, they have to go through different phases in the race. The athlete, the first 30 meters is what they call the drive phase, where they do all the pumping, all the pumping with them out the blocks. The second 30 meters or so, 30 plus meters, is called the acceleration phase, where they plan to accelerate and to get all the grounds. The last 30 meters or so meters is called the deceleration phase, where the athlete is expected to run slower. So what you do in the first 2 phases will result what happened in the last phase. So when the athletes execute all 3 phases correctly, they're more likely to win the race. So when you hear them say about execute, that's what they're talking about. Do the correct thing in the 3 phases: the drive phase, the acceleration phase, and the deceleration phase. All right, so when you watch 100 meters again, that's what we're supposed to call for. Or they actually technically execute at different phases in the race. So all right, so that's how we end today technical corner. All right, well, I'm taking away Owen Brown IT term. I'm not sure. all right. Remember, Owen Brown don't sue me. All right, that is 60.1 on the FM dial. So that's how we end this little yeah, for now it's technical corner. We're gonna change the name on very sometime. But that's what we have to get through the technical stuff in track and field. All right, so hoping now we enlighten some persons. So no longer want to go track meet and hear people saying him push him head first or she bore head first or the foot pass the line first. No, that those things don't count. So get those things out of your mind as of now. Get then tell us say it's me tell us so. Get it out of your mind. All right. I'll be good now. You continue inside track and field before we go to our flashback feature. And Clemson University is planning to abandon their men's track and field program because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they'll no longer be having the cross country this year. So Clemson University planning to ban their track and field program for the rest of 2020. Are we not sure if it will continue as they're progressing? But here now from the president of the Jamaica Coaches Association, David Riley, is also the head coach of Excelsior. And he weighed in. And yes, he weighed in on the issue.
And certainly will have an impact on Jamaican student athletes, particularly because, you know, the more scholarships that are available, the more opportunities that students will have to access those as a means of paying for their tertiary education. So once that number decreases, and especially at school like Clemson, where there is a long history and tradition of Jamaican student athletes going there to pursue their tertiary education, it certainly is that blow.
You just heard there from David Riley, the president of the Jamaica Coaches Association and the head coach at Excelsior High School. Let's hear from Leaford Grant, and he's the coach, he's a Fortis coach, you know, Fortis for life, the head coach of Kingston College. He also weighed in on that issue.
Cool. Hopefully, they don't use this as a catalyst.
All right, Leaford Grant.
We have a couple of student athletes attending Clemson, and now they have to they are very concerned about their future in regards to school. Hopefully, they don't use this as a catalyst.
Yes, a catalyst for other schools to do likewise to cut their track and field program because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But these students are there on scholarships, and their future is now in doubt because if you're on a track scholarship and the school no longer have that program, it definitely going to affect you who are there on track scholarships. All right, as we continue inside Make We Talk Sports here, Roots FM 96.1. I think it's about time to for me to say star 121 star. All right, get out those cell phones again, star 121 star, courtesy of Paul Hamilton. Many times, what's the verdict winner? And also WDT Media TV. Here we go, star 121 star. Get out those cell phones right now. Here we go, star 121 star. Here we go. 35041 5097 2133. All right, and these are the persons. All right, so they're going out live on 3 different platforms. So difficult to win these, and hopefully, I think so. Like a child from downstairs must have seen won it quite often. Don't see him on the compound today, so hopefully somebody from ceramics can win today. All right. The man, Bishop Blacks, yeah, man, the man called Patrick, yeah, man, Patrick Hall, world renowned ceramist, yeah, man, trained by the legendary Potter here in Jamaica, and the man called Blacks, big baller, yeah, man, I think Olympic Gardens want to give him a contract, you know, Blacks, but he want 2.5 million US per week, yeah, man, Blacks, yeah, keep it locked, 96.1 on the FM dial, and Sonic Fletcher, yeah, man, well, poet. You can see her poetry on YouTube as well. All right, and we wind down Make We Talk Sports for another day. And now we now going to our flashback feature. Just before we go to the flashback feature, just to get just those who join us late on football results here for you. In the Barclays English Premier League, and those games, and they were played yesterday. And it's Barcelona. That is actually Champions League. All right, Barcelona, they beat Dynamo Kiev by 2-1. Club Brugge, they went down 3-0 to Borussia Dortmund. And Chelsea beat Rennes 3-0. Juventus beat Rennes 4-1. And Seville beat Cassander 3-2, and RP Leipzig beat Paris Saint-Germain by 2-1. And these are result of matches there in the English Premier League. All right, enough games now that was played earlier. No, that was the Champions League. All right, Champions League now with the English Premier League. Two different leagues, all right, and can't find my script with the English Premier League. Maybe I did my script with the English Premier League. I can't. Oh, and I can't do this one from memory at all. I didn't go through that to memorize it. All right, and so we'll give it that one. But before we go to the Barclays Premier League now, let's now go down to our flashback feature right now, and it's David Weller. All right, our flashback feature here inside Make We Talk Sports here on Roots FM 96.1.
Hello, I'm Dudley Thompson, and welcome to a flashback feature here inside Make We Talk Sport here on Roots FM 96.1. We'll go down to a Jamaican athlete who became the first athlete in Jamaica to win an Olympic medal outside of track and the field. This athlete, as a youngster, opted to ride his bicycle 15 miles to and from school in his earlier days. At the Pan Am Games in Mexico in 1975, he won a silver at that games. He went on to the Olympic Games in 1979. He was named Jamaica's Athlete of the Year. And in 1980, we told you earlier, he won a bronze medal at the Olympic Games in Moscow. And we speak of David Weller. And he spoke about his thinking going into Moscow Olympic Games in 1980.
The Olympic Games, as most Olympic athletes will attest, is to say just another competition that you prepare for. It's a special competition, and during that time in my life, I was transitioning from school in California to Florida, and actually moved to Jamaica to prepare for the Olympics. Shortly before the Olympics in 1980, I think there was some question as to whether Jamaica was going to participate in the Olympics. And that caused a little bit of uncertainty, among the team and the athletes. But I continued to persevere. And honestly, at the time, I don't think I really understood world politics enough to understand the reasons why Jimmy Carter boycotted the Olympics that precipitated the various boycotts that took place after that. But it was a tense moment. It was my second visit to Moscow. I had competed a year before in Moscow, so I kind of knew what to expect. But a couple of weeks before, and your co-host here, Juliet, was also on that team, and we weren't sure if we were going to go. So, but we were doing what we needed to do. We continued to train, we continued to persevere, and never made the uncertainty of what was to come affect us. It was tense, it was a little bit uncomfortable in Moscow, but I think we just stayed focused.
Weller spoke about the moment he was on the podium, receiving Jamaica's only bronze medal outside of track and the field at the Olympic Games.
This might sound a little strange, me saying I had achieved my goal to be one of the best cyclists in the world. And here I was. And you look at the flag and the emotion surrounding it. Obviously, everything is in motion, and you're not quite grasping what is really happening. And it was only I would say, watching the 1988 Olympics. and watching you at the 1992 Olympics, that I went like, wow, exactly, wow. All the thousands of athletes that go to the Olympics, only a few get a medal. And at that time, I felt like there was a level of completion for the mission and the path that I created 5-10 years before that, and all the medals that I'd won, and I felt like I reached a destination, and I was now going to look to the rest of my life. That was kind of what it was for me. And like I said, 8 years later, it was like, wow, watching you win your medals and so on, you realize that, wow, this is something special. And here I am now 32 years later going, Wow, so it's you look at things differently. It has more meaning as time passes on.
Willa spoke about this sport then and what is happening now in terms of amateurism and being professional.
David, it's always great once you get on that podium, but what was that feeling like? I mean, Russia, our sponsorship sport.
If any. But now, it's just it has more populace now than well, no, I'm here. So, no, guys, hold it right there.
All right, now the 60.1 there. If you heard there from David Weller there for you, and Jamaica's Olympic medalist, and he is the only Jamaican to win a medal outside track and field when he won the bronze in the 10-kilometer time trial Olympic Games in 1980. And the argument was if he had a better bicycle, he could have won the gold. That was the argument back in 1980. He had an ordinary fifth-wheel bicycle, according to the sources. The ordinary bicycle he had. He had a top of the line bicycle back then, and he would easily have won the gold. All right, so I think on that note, we wind up Metro Talk Sports for another day, and the recap here there for you. Roy Rogers won the Kenneth Mattis O'Day Memorial Trophy over 9 furlongs and 25 yards at Caymanas Park. He's trained by Dennis Lee. Went over odds at 6-1, read by apprentice Radin Raman. A good win there for Roy Rogers. And Dane Nelson had a 5-timer at Caymanas Park. And also we did a flashback feature there as well. And we also saw there where national football player test positive for COVID-19. Team was en route to Saudi Arabia. They were in London, actually en route to Saudi Arabia when this player result came back positive. And in England, and we sent back to Jamaica to quarantine. A Jamaican player, he plays for Humble Lion. So one Jamaican player, the national team, tests positive for COVID-19. And in the English Premier League earlier, Chelsea had a 4-1 win over Sheffield. And the Spurs, they clipped West Brom by a 0-0. Liverpool and Manchester, they played to a 2-2 scoreline. West Ham clipped Fulham 1-0. And so to Leicester over Wolverhampton Wanderers. And we also saw there, we also had news on the Breeders' Cup over there at Caymanas Park. And we saw where Authentic won there's a Caymanas Park, the Breeders' Cup over there in US. I beg your pardon, not Caymanas Park this time around. Where we see Authentic won the Breeders' Cup. And we also we told you earlier about the Cashpot One Only For Me trophy won by Den Street. That was at Caymanas Park. All right, so on that note, we wind down Make We Talk Sports for another day. And athletics, Kebs University, they have planned to cut their track and field program because of COVID-19 and to affect Jamaican athletes, including Natalia Gould, our Olympian and also CSC champion. Natalia Gould be affected because she's there, and Lenford Green and David Riley in on the Eastern Clemenson to cut their men's track and the field program. So on that note, we wind out Make We Talk Sport for another day, and have for yourselves a wonderful day, and keep locked to us here at Roots FM 96.1.